This week's episode of Timeless Lessons brought to you in memory of my dear grandfather, Abraham Russ, and grandmother, Doret Harary. Speaking about Adar. We're now entering into the Jewish month of Adar. And in this month, the Talmud teaches us, Mishenichnas Adar, when you enter Adar, marbim b'simcha, you increase your joy. And the question is, why? Why do you increase your joy by Adar? Is it because there's holidays? I gotta tell you something. Just wait a couple of months. Ooh. Those are holidays. You get to Tishrei, it's just holiday season. Is it because we got saved? Is that it? Because we got saved? I gotta tell you something. Wait one more month, because next month, Nisan, holy mackerel. That's saved, right? The Purim story is like Minister 1 hates us, Minister 2 loves us. This is like happening every day. The next story is God showing up and poofing miracles and splitting seas and revealing himself. That's a story of saving. So if it's about being saved, I have an idea. Just wait a drop in a month from now, Mishenichnas Nisan, when you get to the next month, Mar B'Simcha. Is it because we get to drink? Really? The Gemara is telling us that Mishenichnas Adar Mar B'Simcha because you get to drink? How un-Jewish is that? What in the world's going on? Why Mishenichnas Adar Mar B'Simcha? So remember a while ago I met a guy who was very into mountain biking. And he tells me that he wants to get his kids into mountain biking. So what he used to do was he used to actually slowly train them. In the beginning they were little, he had a baby seat he put behind them. And then he, afterward, had a bike where they had pedals that didn't do anything that would ride with him. And then he put training wheels on and he did certain terrains. And then he held the back of the seat and he let them go. And then he had certain types of terrains and he upgraded them. And then he rode in front of them until finally, after all these steps, they were ready. And they were amazing as young ages at mountain biking. I'll never forget thinking how smart this father is. He wants his kid to have a very difficult skill in mountain biking, and so he slowly introduced it and eased the kids into it so they would be proficient in it. That's what happens to us. If you look at our lives and go, why are we here for? What's the purpose of the Jewish people? If you have to break everything down to one concept, it's one thing. A relationship with God. God's hard because he's bigger than our minds and he's non-physical. And if something's bigger than your mind and not physical, the easy thing for someone to say is he's not there or he's not really there. And our job is to come into this world and go, no, he is. And everything that we do is trying to create that relationship. Everything we learn, every mitzvah we do, everything we say, everything we pray is just one long, intricate skill to bring a massive, incredible, non-physical being into this world. It's our job. And God knows it's hard. So what he does is he eases us into it. And if you look historically, what you'll find is the beginning of our relationship, it's all God. It's revealed. He shows up in Egypt, and it's totally revealed. 10 plagues, split sea, Mount Sinai, revealed. And then slowly he starts to pull back a drop. And the Jews walk through the desert, and they still have all those miracles, but God's not in front of them as much. And they have a tabernacle. And God's there, but not in the whole thing. He's in those specific spots. And the Jews go to Israel, and they got ups and they got downs, and they see God. And all this stuff is God's way of training the Jewish people to allow themselves to have the relationship, which once he was clear as day that he was there, he's now weaning them off the need for him to be revealed and to him being concealed. And if you were able to connect to God concealed and see him in your world, you win. And our whole historical journey is just one journey of total revelation to total concealment, in order for us to have that relationship with him. And the first time the Jewish people were ever in a place of existential threat, the first major crisis where we need God to show up, swoop in, just zap Haman and go on, was the story of Purim. But God doesn't do it. You know what he does? He hides. Behind Mordechai, behind Esther, behind this coincidence, that coincidence. And he waits to see if we're going to look and go, oh, we got lucky. Or wait a second. Just so happened to be Esther, Achashverosh can't sleep. Haman walks in. How could that be? The story of Purim, the avoda of Purim, the work of Purim, is not to say, hey, look, God saved us. The work of Purim is to say, hey, wait a second. That looks like it's regular, like it's secular. I see spirituality everywhere. Now, when you live a life and you wait for God to reveal himself, it's good. It's awesome. But when you live a life and you can see him in your life, what's happening is you are building the skill. You are moving from the baby seat to the mountain bike. He is weaning you so that you can do the skill on your own. You can live the life you're supposed to live. And there's nothing more happy. There's no more happiness than doing your mission. And the greatest doubt we have, the greatest suffix we have is he in my life? That's the Amalek suffix. And the greatest aspect of Purim is that Purim is the holiday where we have to deal with that, and Purim is the holiday where we remove that doubt. Purim is the holiday where we train ourselves to see God in regular life. And if you and I can go through this month and see God in regular life, then we get a pair of glasses that never leaves us. We don't need a master revelation to have that relationship. It's always and forever. Mishenichnas Adar, when you come to Adar, you know why you're Mabrim B'Simcha? Because now you get to ride the bike on your own. Now you get to do your mission. Now you get to be you. And that's the greatest joy of all. That's the joy that stays with you way after the month is over.